The sequence of severe winter storms that had been affecting the UK through the second half of December continued into early January. These brought further gale-force winds and significant rain that fell onto already saturated ground. For the south of England, it was the wettest January on record, and also the wettest January in the long-running England and Wales precipitation series that extends back to 1766. From mid-December to the end of January, some rain gauges in the south recorded more than 5 months' worth of rainfall. A combination of low pressure, high winds and spring tides resulted in flooding for many coastal areas in the west, and heavy rainfall caused flooding elsewhere. A large swathe of the Somerset Levels was flooded, with some villages being cut off for much of the month. Looking at the statistics for the month as a whole, the provisional mean temperature was 4.8 degrees Celsius, which is 1.1 degrees above the 1981 to 2010 average. Parts of the South and East Anglia were particularly mild. The UK overall received 151% of average rainfall, making it the third wettest in the series. A broad region from East Devon to Kent and up to the Central Midlands received well in excess of 200% of average rain, and some more localised regions were closer to 3 times the average. Parts of eastern Scotland were similarly wet, with in excess of twice the normal rainfall. The region of South East and Central South England beat its January rainfall record by a large margin, and was in fact the wettest calendar month for that region in a series from 1910. It was not wet everywhere though, and parts of northern Scotland were significantly drier than average. There was a general division in sunshine across the country, and despite being so wet, the southeast of the UK was actually sunnier than average, while the northwest was duller, resulting in near average sunshine for the UK overall at 95%. So where were the hottest, coldest, wettest and windiest places in January? A maximum temperature of 14.1 degrees Celsius was recorded at Bude, Cornwall on the 5th. A minimum temperature of -6.6 was recorded at Altnahara, Sutherland on the 5th. A wind gust of 106 miles per hour was recorded at Needles Old Battery, Isle of Wight on the 3rd. A snow depth of 12 centimetres was measured at Kindrogan, Perthshire at 0900 GMT on the 27th. We'll now take a closer look at the weather that defined January. The first week of the month was very unsettled, with a succession of fronts and some deep low pressure systems tracking across the country, bringing rain and strong winds. 42.6 millimetres of rain was recorded at Tredegar, Gwent on the 1st, and strong to gale force winds were recorded across the country in the first few days of the month. There was a brief respite for most from around the 7th, and by the 11th a ridge of high pressure saw clear skies for many, but it was showery in the north and west. Some places having particularly heavy showers, with 63.2 millimetres recorded at Achnagart, Ross and Cromarty. After some overnight rain cleared, the 12th then saw a frosty start, with temperatures falling to -5 degrees Celsius in parts of the home counties. The situation did not last long, however, before another extended period of unsettled conditions saw a succession of rain bands track across the country, although for some areas these were interspersed with brief spells of sunshine. On the 26th, yet another deep Atlantic low pressure saw the return of high winds and heavy rain for most of the country. And the month concluded as it had begun, with a deep low developing and bringing further rain, wind and disruption on the 31st. Here are some of your January weather pictures you sent in. Send in your pictures of February's weather through Twitter, and you could feature in next month's summary video.